Welcome to session 5 of this second part of module 4 digital switching systems. Let me brief out. So far in the last 4 sessions we covered 3 important points, 3 levels of controls of DSS architecture, second one DSS software classification, and third one call models. So I will insist you to listen to the videos and summarize the answers, which are very important, and explanation hardly will get in any of the books. And today in this session 5 we'll focus on two important points. Let us see one by one. First one, software linkages during a call means. So first you have to elaborate or try to understand what we mean by software linkages during a call. Means so whenever supervisor operation is coming into picture here, whenever you are going to establish a call or going to terminate the call, so what all the software linkages are happening here. Here you can see you have to draw this block diagram and brief about this first. Okay, let us see how. Figure shows a simple block diagram of a software linkages during a call. Okay, so next, it mainly consists of 3 parts. The central part corresponds to switching fabric, controlled by network control programs, network status programs, CPP, that is call processing of program, and future programs. See, you can see the direction, all the things are directly connected to the switching fabric. Okay. To the left side of switching fabric we got 3 modules here: line service circuit programs, line control programs, that is LCP, and maintenance programs, that is MP, which are actually concerned with the operations or functions happening with respect to lines or line modules on the left side of the switching fabric. Like that only you have to explain. Similarly, the third part is the right side of the switching fabric, mainly concerned with the trunks. Okay, so the left side concerned with the line modules actually comes into picture if you are dealing with the calls, that is what you can say, card customer is card number is within the same common office. The card customer is going beyond the range of the common office, maybe is related to another common office, then we need to think about to which trunk we have to connect. That is coming under the right side of the switching fabric, which are actually their operation or functions are controlled by TCP, trunk control program, trunk service circuit programs, translation and office data, and DMS. So this how first you have to brief about the block diagram after drawing this. So next let us see how to explain about this. Okay, I will explain it, even I will insist you to explain this with the help of a supervisory operation. Let us take an example of 2 persons want to communicate. Okay, so whenever person A dials number, okay, that is his call request is verified in the line model. How it is verified? That is, line is terminating the line terminating equipment. Here directory number is mapped with terminating equipment. Then his line is continuously tested or checked to assess that the call request made is genuine and not by line fault. That will be done in the line model. Okay, as per the instructions you can see the bidirectional is there, the connection between the LM and LCP. Okay, LCP line control programs which are there in the level 2, LMs are there in the level 1, okay, are instructed by these LCPs, line control programs. According to this, line modules are going to assess the incoming call request. Okay, then after that, line service circuit programs, what are their job? Okay, so first let us complete LCP. Line control programs will do this much: it will receive the digits, Okay, it will receive the digits and also authenticate the subscriber whether it is a BSNL customer only or Airtel customer only. Okay, and you will also receive the destination number, customer base number. Okay, maybe here or there. So here I will pause here. What is the function of LCP? Now next come to line service circuit programs. Its main job is to uh, assess whether the customer A who is doing the call request has got any special services features allocated to him or her or not. That can be done by looking into the database kept with the NCP. That is by sending an query to the network status programs or call processing programs or NCPs. NCPs or NSPs. By looking into the database, if special services are allowed, then these service circuits will be attached to the LMs. Otherwise, no. So that is the only job of LSCP, line service circuit programs. So then the LCP, now it has got the numbers, line customer B's number also it has got. Then two things are there before LCP are. So whether shortest path is already there or not, or if it is a new number, the B is a new customer to A, new contact to A, then shortest path has to be found. That can be done by looking into the NCP programs or NSP programs. Okay, so they will identify in the database that shortest path is there in the map or not. If it is not there, then you will find out the shortest path here with the help of NSP and NCP. Okay, so these functions, so these blocks functions LSCP, LCP, NSP and NCPs are actually, you can see the bidirectional are there controlled by CPP. Okay, so now coming to this one, and now we'll pause here and let me complete this. Now if that after finding that path, shortest path, uh, the path will be established. Okay, ringing signal will be sent to the party B. If that party B is with concerned to the same common office, then call is established. If that party is concerned with a different common office, then trunk control programs will come into picture, who are going to identify which trunk is to be used, junction or a tandem, depending on the distance of that customer B from A. Okay, again trunk service circuit programs, their job is same. They are going to decide whether the called person, that is a person B, has got allocated special features to him or her or not. Again by looking into the database kept in the level 2 of NCPs. If yes, then it will be attached, otherwise no. Okay, the functions of TCP and TSCPs are similar to those of LSCP and LPs on the left hand side. Okay, so if the person is located in the same common office, again LMs will be used, otherwise trunks will be used. Then call is established. Okay, then ringing signal will be sent once the call is established to identify on other side, to identify when the call is going to terminate with the help of CPP. Okay, so in order to decide whether facial features are allocated or not, the feature programs are here. Okay, in the next last point we are going to study how the features are allocated with the 3 different functioning stages. Okay, now in order to access the subscriber data, translation or office data can be accessed. Once the call is established, EMA has already started, and if one of them will stop talking, will come to know by sending that signal that CPP has already sent the signal, then call is terminated by removing those two switches in the switching fabric with the help of ICs and LMs or TMs. Then EM will stop counting and balance report will be sent. Maintenance program will its main job is to see the system recoveries of NCPs in the level 2, or the main functions of CPP are perfectly scheduled or not. Recovery is coming there, and system diagnostics are coming under maintenance programs. Okay, and also backup is also coming under the maintenance programs. You can see the bidirectional path is there, that is the CPPs directly have the control over backup the control over LCPs, the control over TCPs. So only those things it has been shown the bidirectional path. Remember, CPP has got the direct connect. You can say communication with the backup LCPs and TCPs or NSCPs through NSCPs. Okay, so this is how you brief about first by drawing the block diagram and telling central part, left part and right part. Similarly, the operation you can explain with the help of one supervisory or call operation between A and B, which are located on one side or located on different side. The different side means which trunks will come into picture. Okay, so this is how you have to explain. If you are not getting, I will insist you to listen to this my video again and again and try to summarize. Remember guys, only block diagram is there in the book. Only you need to uh, even I will insist you to apply your knowledge whatever you learned in the all the previous modules. Okay, this is very important thing, call modules and this one. Okay, now next we'll go for last part of this, that is a call features. A simplified flow diagram for one of the most commonly used subscribers features, that is a call forwarding feature, has been shown here. It has got three important suppose if you want to activate call forwarding feature, what can be done. So this feature has three modes of operation: activation, operation and deactivation. Okay, during activation you can see here customer goes off hook and dials the activation code. Okay, then that activation code validity will be checked. If it fails, then activation will be rejected. If it will pass, then provides a second dial tone, then ring call number once and record of number and activation code will be done. It's like this. The steps are like this. The feature, so here the feature is activated when customer goes off hook and dials the activation code. Then software checks for the correct validation code. The validation code is wrong, subscriber does not get the second dial tone, means his feature is not activated, he will not get the second dial tone. Otherwise the code is correct, will get the second dial tone and allowed to dial the call forwarding telephone number. Then the call forwarded subscriber line is rung once and number is recorded in the system memory for future use. Means this particular number has activated this call forwarding feature, that information will be updated in systems memory, that is in the database of the NCP at the level 2 control. This is very important. It is not given here but you mention in your answer. Okay, next the future operation. The subscriber receives a call on the line, that is the call forwarding feature activated. The system rings the called subscriber once. Okay, you will get once the ring, then forwards the call to a previously recorded by subscriber during feature activation. All we know about this. Okay, now let us see the deactivation. So this feature can be deactivated when subscriber goes off once again and dials the deactivation code. The code is valid, call forwarding number is removed from the database kept in the NCP at level 2 control, otherwise deactivation request is ignored. So the feature interaction, it is like this. Now to summarize, see, one of the main problems due to the existence of so many features on a single DSS is feature interaction. Lot of special features are there. How we are going to provide the interaction among all of them? This can happen even in the most advanced and best designed DSS switches. So one way to minimize this problem is to conduct regression tests on the software and related hardware. Okay, so congratulations for completing the module 4. Thank you.